Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today's look is going to be a Halloween or fancy dress inspired look, and I'll be turning myself into a little Bambi. So to start off, I'm just going to carve out my brows with Anastasia Beverly Hills Dark Brown Dip Brow and a 266 angled brush. I always start off with just underlining my brow and extending it right at the end. I don't really put much product at the front of the eyebrow. Then taking just a clean eyebrow brush, I like to brush up all the product, and where I don't put any at the front, just brush up the excess. And then to highlight the underneath of my brow, I just take a tiny bit of Studio Finish concealer in NC15 with an angled brush and run the product all the way underneath and onto the brow bone slightly. And now it's just time to blend all of that product down and into the brow bone. For my eyeshadow base, I'm just using NYX Jumbo Eye Pencil in Milk and popping it all onto the centre of my lid. Back in with my blending brush and buffing all of this product into the lid and above onto the brow bone, and this is just going to make a really good base for any eyeshadows you're going to go in with. And then I'm just taking a tiny bit of sellotape and popping it right on the outer edges of my eye. This will just make the eyeshadow really straight and a little bit more dramatic. For my eyeshadows today, I'll be using this Morphe 35N palette and taking the light brown shade with a 217 brush and popping it right into the crease of my eye for my transition shade. And there's lots of blending for this part because you want it to be really blown out and smoky. And then with the same brush, I'm taking a little bit of a darker shade and popping this again into the crease. And then to give my shadow a little bit more depth, I'm taking a tiny bit of the black and popping it mainly on the outer edge of the eye. Back in again with my blending brush and softening up any edges so it doesn't look too harsh. And then taking my Milk eye pencil again, I'm using this mainly on the inside of the lid and kind of cutting the crease out a little bit. And then with a 239 brush, I'm just blending out any edges so it looks nice and neat because I kind of just threw that pencil on there. Then I'm just popping a tiny bit of the lightest shade in the palette just to set the eyeshadow pencil. And then using highlighter, I'm popping this right on the inner tear duct. And then using my favourite Natural Collection liner, I'm going to be winging my eyeliner all the way out right to the edge of the eyeshadow. And then for a real doe-eyed effect, I'm using a white BARRYM eyeliner and popping this right into the waterline and below slightly just to really widen my eyes. And yes, I have the world's most sensitive eyeballs, but it's really not that bad. And then for lashes, I'm taking these ones which are from Primark, and I think they're the extreme ones, but I'll have to double check on that, and applying them with a tiny bit of duo glue just so they really stay. And then taking the eyeliner squid, I'm using this all the way underneath where we popped the white, and this will just really define the eyes. And then taking a tiny brush, I think it's actually a lip brush from Real Techniques, I'm just smudging out the product just to soften the edges. For foundation, I'm using MAC Prolong Wear Waterproof, and it is in the shade NC42. I'm buffing this all over just so my skin looks really nice and even. To highlight, I'm taking MAC Prolong Wear Concealer in NC15, which is a really nice bright one. I'm popping it in all of the areas that I want to stand out. And then lots of blending with a sponge or a beauty blender just to soften it up. To contour, I'm taking my Anastasia Beverly Hills Cream Contour Kit and using the shade Cinnamon first. I mix a little bit of coconut oil in with this just to make it a lot easier to blend. Also, I'm taking the contour right onto my neck and my collarbones, and this will just really complete the look. To blend, I'm just using a 188 blending brush by MAC and softening it all up and making sure I don't look like a tiger, because that's not the look I'm going for. Then again, I'm taking my concealer and sharpening up the highlight on my forehead and my nose. And then for the nose, I'm using the shade Ash Brown and really contouring it just to make sure it looks a lot more animalistic. And then to blend all of that out and soften up the edges, I'm using a 239 eyeshadow shading brush. And then just to add a little bit more detail, I'm adding Ash Brown to the forehead and my cheekbones just to really define the look and make it look a lot more contoured. To set my under eyes and everywhere that I've highlighted, I'm using Studio Fix powder in NW15. Then to carve out the nose, I'm using BACKTRACK, which is a MAC Fluidline gel, and the tiny little lip brush again from Real Techniques. And now it's just time to paint on some eyelashes. So for this I'm using Retro Black Fluidline pen, which is from MAC, and starting from the very bottom edge where we've put the black eyeliner. For lips, I'm taking a tiny bit of concealer just to blank them out, and then running right on the underneath of my bottom lip a little bit of stripped down lip liner. For the top lip, I'm using squid eyeliner and then just really carving out my cupid's bow and making sure that it looks really turned up at the edges just to add a little bit more character. And then for the bottom lip, I'm taking the colour Sis, which is a really nice flesh undertone lipstick. As you can tell, I'm really dying to rub my lips together, but you're not allowed to. And then finally, SNAZAROO in white and a paintbrush, just to add all of the little speckles. To highlight my neck a little bit more and my collarbones, I'm taking the colour Banana in the Cream Contour Kit. Now it's time to finish it off with a little bit of highlighter, so onto my collarbones, cheekbones, down my nose and forehead. And this is the finished look, so I hope you've all enjoyed watching today. If you want a little bit more inspiration, please make sure to subscribe to my channel.